Hello! Welcome, weary traveler, to Valheim once more. Full disclosure, I did play a bit between recordings just to get a little bit more bronze made, just to get the crops rotated, and as you can see I threw some cooking fires out here to cook some deer meat and had to take a slight pause because of weather effects. But that's okay. In collecting the bronze and everything, I had the thought that I do enjoy Second Lamp, and obviously I've gone through quite a bit of effort to make a road here. But I'm also, how shall I say it, the Black Forest's music occasionally makes me a little overly somber at a certain point, so I think it best for us to start turning our attention, ignore that ping, turning our attention towards the Elder. Now, my intent for this is to get on a boat and get to the Elder and set up a portal to them so that I can prepare properly and then go fight them. This includes using the copious amounts of stone that I have to make the arena a little bit more to my liking. So our general goal is just going to be to head over to Stonegate. I have some of the reagents for what I need to do here. In fact, we'll leave that be for now. My initial intent, frankly, is to get down to where I had marked near Hunter's Hill, a place called possibly Port. And I don't know if now's the time to fully build my vision for a port, but I think it's a fine time to head down and see what I can do to at least get like some kind of safe place to dock going. Just gonna head to Hunter's Hill because I know it's just down the way from it. There we go. Carves, take a fair bit of deer hide to make the sail. That should help. Now, I'll admit a temptation to put a portal up in Hunter's Hill, but unfortunately that is a fair ways away from where we're going to be building, so it's not going to help us too much. It's better to just put something down here. Truthfully, I don't fully remember what about this location made me feel like it would work for a port. It's technically over there. Is it just like an island? Oh, come on. They make a fine mead. Heed these words of Ulf, a poor settler in strange land. You will find here good stone and wood, all you need to build a house. You will need to craft a roof to keep the rain out. Then you will need walls to stop the roof from falling down. Finally, you must have a door, or it will be much harder to get in and out. These things Ulf has learned for himself. Now he writes them on this stone to help others. Great Odin for his soul. Here's to you, Ulf. Good advice. Okay, I think I'm seeing the vision. Bees! The boar did not take kindly to me taking their bees. Let's see what we're working with over here in terms of water depth. Okay. So we're probably going to want to park whatever boat over here. Maybe have like a walkway coming across here and then some of the main... Maybe some of the main dock built around this rock. I have thoughts. But first, we need a place to put a portal, and luckily there's a pre-built structure over here that's probably going to be the right height for me. I realize this portal is not going to go anywhere just yet, so that's kind of on me. I think we're going to go ahead and give this portal its name for this little port. So, spoilers, but a friend of mine suggested the name Beacon, given that it's, you know, a lighthouse type situation, at least at some point. Or most... I feel like most giant rocks on the coast should have a lighthouse on them. Ooh, I could build one out there, maybe. Fun as that would be, I think that would require a lot more water building. As it stands, I'm already going to have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get goods to and fro. I know I'm playing with portals on. I am trying to not use them for everything, which is my usual MO. It's just sometimes it's when you need a copious amount of a really, really heavy material that you can't teleport. You just sometimes want to just walk through a portal with it. You know, expedite the process because you can only carry like 20 at a time and you need like 110. And I certainly will eventually use portals for moving some of this stuff, and eventually I'll maybe wonder why I put some time building and, you know, building a port when I'm not going to use it too much, but again, the point is for me to build pointless shit and share it, so I'm going to keep building pointless shit as long as it keeps making me happy. And if you're enjoying coming along for the ride, happy to have you here. much we can pop that out of the water line there.
That's fine. That's fine. Alright, now unfortunately the beacon portal goes nowhere, which is kind of on me. So, let's... I have enough room to get a little bit of fine wood. But I could also... You know, maybe I'll use some of that core wood I have in abundance to just kind of build a bridge path. Well, no, but I need to go that way, don't I? I think because Hunter's Hill... I think we're just going to have a lot of really long roads. I guess... Well, I could see what the run-up to just Stonegate looks like. Like, I was considering Hunter's Hill, because again, I thought it was more of a straight shot down to Beacon, but... Or what will be Beacon. Okay. Big slope is not the best for carts or anything, but I think that may just be something I have to deal with. I didn't think I was building that high up, but I guess I really am. At least comparatively. And in the spirit of the Hall of Doors, I'm going to slap the other portal for Beacon up here. Just that way I'm keeping all the portal stuff relatively together. Yeah, we'll just slap it like right there. There we go. Fine wood there. Alright. Now, there's one more portal we need to set up. Actually, need 20 wood. Oh, fantastic. And that is I need a nameless portal. Well, I was gonna say I need a nameless portal, but if I'm heading to the Elder, I could just take enough resources to make a portal to the Elder. It means I'd have to leave anything interesting, like, on the way, but... then again, I guess I could leave it unnamed until I get there. Yeah, okay. I can just leave it unnamed until I get there. I need 40 fine wood, not 20. These carrots ready yet? No. And we'll... I should have taken the necktails out of my inventory. Dang. I know those have some uses, but my hope was keeping them raw. we are gonna need some more deer hide, I think. I thought I had a little bit more of a stockpile there. Oh, I only need 10. Okay. Heck, I thought I needed a lot more. Oh, that was probably the coal point, wasn't it? Yes, it was. That's fine. That'll help fine with other smelting needs. So we should probably keep a stockpile of this growing. Learn from past mistakes. So I think that my initial goal when I started recording, if really a goal I had, was, oh, I'll get going and I'll see if I can't build a port. I'm kind of having the thought now that depending on where I'm trying to go and what exactly I'm trying to do, the port may need to move. Like, if it's just by happenstance incredibly far away from everything, I'm gonna end up just making other ports anyway. And while I'm not necessarily trying to just have one port, like, end-all be-all, I don't know, I guess there's a part of me that I don't fully want to see, you know, I don't want to put a lot of effort into making kind of a nice little port and then having to relocate anyway. I know that's kind of what I'm doing with a lot of the bases, but I don't know. I think building on water just brings with it a little bit of extra frustration that I don't necessarily feel keen to repeat. Also, just I feel like there are a lot of naturally interesting places to build, like build on land. When you're building with water, you need to be a little bit, I don't want to say like more persnickety with it, but like you need to have some slightly different criteria, because if the water's too shallow, it's a little hard to lower it, in my experience. Maybe maybe there's just a trick, I don't know, but lowering it's a pain. Rising it's doable, but if you're rising it, it probably means that you're, you know, building way out in the waters, and you're kind of again dealing with the water and the issue there. Don't mean to just sit and gripe and complain. The root of all this just being, I'm more inclined... Oh, that's all. Heck. This is why you don't put the pizza pockets in the oven and then take a nap. Because you'll get charcoal. Which is great for smelting, but bad for the general smell ambiance of your home. Yes, we have at least enough for that. Now, arguably I have better foods than cooked deer meat, but I think overall these three should be plenty to get me where I'm going. I need plenty more fine wood, and I need more great warfies. Luckily I have plenty of that. We're gonna ride the portal back to Stonegate. Gonna set up a nameless one in a little shrine outside. Not like a little well, yeah, kind of a little shrine. My thinking mainly being, of the various design elements of this place, I think that a wandering portal might be the the thing to linger. Still definitely need fine wood. That's fine. And this is a little subjective, or a little not subjective, a little subject to change, but figure all things considered, this will be... Wow, it's really gonna suck if I get raided here at some point in the future. Like, I know some of the later ones get a little bit nasty with how much damage the critters can do to structures. Maybe once it's built, we'll do like a little moat around the Hall of Doors. I'm in like a constant alternating state of like, oh, I don't have enough wood. Man, I have way too much wood. This is just how I play Valheim. There's no problems. I'm just, I guess, happily remarking on it. Let's see. Is that lined up? Yeah, that's lined up enough. And the point of this isn't much more than just to keep that port a little safe. Again, with the Nameless portal, that's sort of the Traveler. If you're unfamiliar with the practice, you can... Since portals are unnamed when you slap them down, if you leave one unnamed somewhere safe, like here, when you're out exploring and traveling, you can kind of throw down a speed portal if you're ever in danger, and you don't need to stop and type out what the name of the portal is. You're just good to go. How much wood do I need for this? I need 30 fine wood for that, and I need 20 for that, which means a stack of 50s. Perfect! Glorious! Alright, do I have a workbench I can repair at? Yes, I do. My spear's a little dented, but I don't think that's going to cause any problems. Alright. Now we'll still set off from Beacon. You know, we'll give it a proper test here. I realize I might need, yep, a little bit of wood for a workbench. Aha, driftwood to the rescue. Now, okay, that's perfect. That less so. I wasn't looking to come at a boar there with violent intent. Throw that in there, and get good upon the high seas. I was saying it's perfect that I have 20 wood because workbenches. One to build the boat and send it out, and another to be able to plonk down and repair it while we're out and about on the waves. Lovely. Alright, do we have anything we need to take care of? Nope, we're good. I turned this boat the wrong way. I turned this boat Need to turn this boat around. Nope. Other way. Other way. Beep, beep. Back up the boat. Now, if I were a smart Viking, I might not sail to the headwind, or against the headwind, but, well, unfortunately, I've been told the elders in this direction. Oh, no, they're not. They're actually that way. Okay. Yeah, let's head straight there. Another one of these times, and maybe I'll just do it as a stream one night, but not necessarily upload it as a video. Just sail around a little bit to kind of map out some of the continents, at least some of the ones closer to map center there. Is this the right direction? Yes, it is. Can I get away with that? Is that a mountain I'm seeing in the distance? I'm trying to turn the camera so that I can, like, play with the load distance. Yeah, I think that's a mountain. That's a heck of a mountain range if it is. Yikes, I'm trying to get to the other side. Well, can't say any one way is going to be faster than any other, so. Wrong series of buttons. Backwards is the wrong way. I would like to not be stuck out at sea when night hits. How did I not proc the ocean biome before that? I guess it's just meadows the whole way out. That's wild. Alright. I'm trying to keep myself just a little bit turned so I can, like, kind of get the wind. Admittedly, I don't know if this is like Sea of Thieves or Raft where I don't know how much I need to fully care about lining up my sail perfectly. I've found that, like, as long as I'm not in the little gray area of the wind indicator, I can get away with having my sails fully drawn and have some decent speed, but I also feel like I get pulled to the side a little bit. Honestly, that's so close, I'm not sure that's the right location. That's definitely a mountain, though. just going to make a bit of a note over there. I'm kind of guesstimating distance in that, honestly, but like... Mount heckin' large. Come explore that later. Okay. So that stone circle port might not be bad. That'd certainly put us a lot closer to Second Lamp. Honestly, a lot closer to a lot of things. But we'll see. We might get there and find out that the Elder's arena is... I don't even know what would make me not want to fight him there. Just a large boulder hanging over the arena. With, like, a lamp under it, trying to bait me in to smash me. I don't think we're landing yet, but I would like to get a little closer to the shore so I can start mapping out some of the island as we sail here. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's decent. Or who knows, maybe these winds are telling me I need to go to the Southern Elder. Okay, wasn't expecting the sudden wind change, but I can sure as heck make that work. Keep the speed up. Saw some rocks coming, but I am not worried, he said once he cleared the rocks that he was deeply, deeply worried about. I have some mild concerns about the sandbar and stuff there, so I'm going to swing a little wide. Because nothing ruins the ASMR quite like the sound of wood being scraped and broken. Alright, we got a swamp over there with what looks to be... the swamps are so flat, anything looks like a mountain near them, so I'm not gonna jump the gun and call that a mountain. There we go, straighten up a little bit, and... Now, the Elder's gonna be on this chunk of land here. This might not be the biggest island. We'll see. I have to say, though, if there's a mountain that size, like that very highest peak might be big enough for the fourth boss. I don't know if it's fully a distance thing or if it's a height thing, because I had one world come and go where the fourth boss was really, really incredibly close to spawn. You know, they're just up on a mountain that reasonably you really wouldn't be able to access or survive on until you got to that part of the game, but just sometimes those places are, you know, those spots are just, I don't know, in places you wouldn't think. I'll admit it would also be an absolute treat if we stumbled upon the merchant here, or at least one of them. Another troll cave there? might be prudent for me to pull over and park soon. So we're kind of getting to the point that I'm going to have to run inland. Yeah, that tower should do. Ah, different forest, same HOA. I don't even think that last one was the spear. I think that was just a straight up punch. Cram the ancient seeds in there for now. We are going to have to deal with that, I think. Yeah. I think we're just gonna... That taken care of. Theoretically, setting up a portal in this tower won't be the end of the world. I mean, you know, they're gonna come, they're gonna complain, but wow, I am grievously in a bad spot. Where can we build a portal? Probably anywhere. But let's... We'll just make this simple. I know every Grey Dwarf in like a 15-mile radius is gonna come now and try to like smash that workbench. But why is that not working? Is the chest in the way? Or is it? Oh no, I bet it's that little... No, that can't be it. About there? Just like a touch too small? Maybe. Alright, so now, theoretically what we can do is step through here, we'll be at Stonegate, and then we can step through the portal to Second Lamp and rest. Perfect. take a moment here just to get a few bits and bobs out of the inventory. Got cash there. Where do we get cash from? Whatever. Alright. Wood we'll keep on us for now. The Grey Dwarf Eyes honestly probably aren't super necessary until we're trying to build some other portal. And for now, whatever we're dealing with on the other side is probably going to be, like, just fine. We're not working to set up a whole working base on the far side of the portal, we're just trying to make sure that the Elder is reachable and fightable. Now, I suppose a challenge, if I wanted to, would be to try and fight the Elder in melee, which is not my normal MO for fighting that big sucker. One thing I'm definitely going to do before we get to the Elder, though, is go a little bit of, go troll hunting. Troll hunting's going to mainly be so that I can finish upgrading my... That is another spawner. Ooh! This one's up on a hill! Okay. It's kind of backed by one... Oh, it's by the mountain. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we have a... Alright. Let's... here, and we are potentially going to make use of this tower for our back and forth portals. But for now, go there. You know, there is something that I've heard of folks doing. And that's building a base underneath the Elder. I think I have a funky little idea. Funky, I tell you. Funky fresh. And it's probably not going to be a full base underneath here, but I think it will be entertainingly close. Alright, so this is fine. My thought is, let's go here, and how smooth will this go? Because the Elder's big, but I don't know if it has much more slope climbing ability than you know, the average grade worth. And a good old-fashioned wall is... well, it's really kind of the best defense sometimes. You might be thinking, what about the other sides? Don't worry, I got you. We're gonna put walls there too. But we're not gonna go down, we're gonna go up. We're gonna get a little variety here. Is this going to bite me square in the ass if the Elder exhibits different spawn behavior than I have observed before? Yes. Is it going to be funny if that happens? Not to me, but mayhaps to the viewer. Honestly, it'll probably be pretty funny to me, too. Again, something overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Okay. Right about here. Yeah, that'll... The nice thing is, I think I even have enough stone already to do what I'm thinking of doing. Which is pretty cool. Now, I do think I maybe should have brought these supplies for another portal, now that I'm kind of here and mulling it over, but... I think I see the vision. I think I see the vision. Need to get down to there, more or less. I didn't do something that I normally do, and that's I drop a camp marker near my... where I park my boat, so that I can remember where it is, because otherwise, when you've, you know, say, explored many of your shores, and you've just, like, randomly parked on one, you'll lose the boat. I mean, you won't lose it. It'll probably still be there if you can find it, but it is kind of the matter of if. Bless. Alright. Now, though, technically what we can do is just come in here, break this. Because we can just come here and... boat temp. We'll just come up here, grab this, slap it on the Elder Arena. Eventually we'll bring enough resources through to build other portals and name them, you know, the Elder or Elder Gate or whatever I feel like dubbing the portal to this geriatric beatdown. But for now, it will do just fine nameless. Berries! Cool, and with this as well, we'll be able to come and go a lot quicker with the resources we need, instead of having to make that run every time. And perfect, I even have a bunch of stone here. I think I'm probably going to need at least one full chest of stone. I'm going to preemptively build a second one. I think we're going to make a quick stop in second lamp to just clear out some of the excess weight real quick and pick up some more stone from there. Because I don't want to take all of the stone from Stonegate. Do some repair work while we're in here. That was a fun little beat I got there. Let's see. Wait a moment. Oh, right, this is the spillover. That's fine. Let's see, we have arrows, eyes, few berries, and regular berries. Lovely. Alright. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1 stack of quarter wood, because we're already overweight. Now this is going to work like a little less than ideally, but this is why I like having a hall of doors, because I can overload myself with resources and not have to walk super far to at least get them where they're going. I might need to drop a few things when I get there or in the in-between to, you know, gather stamina if it's a particular distance. But there we go. We get a lot more. We can get a lot more through quite quickly. So we can do 2 stacks at a time. Actually, one thing that we really need to do before that is make our little crafting bench the right way. One there. There. Too exposed. Alright. Can we... I'm going to guess it's a matter of there aren't enough walls around it. Just if and I had to guess. Well, I'm not sure where that snapped exactly, but it counts! Which is all we needed to do, because we are not really dealing with It's a shame this is offset from the natural grid a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. Now, I might still take a moment and, like, try to make this a little prettier once I have, like, the base walls up. Now, the ideal situation, and from what I've seen of the Elder, is I make these walls, I make the inside of this space defensible, and then I fight the Elder while, you know, utilizing the inside of these walls for defense. The Elder will spawn various tendrils and things of that nature that aren't going to care about the walls so much. But those are manageable on their own. They're a little less manageable when you have the big guy trying to give me the old stomp. So again, the intent is to, as best I can, kind of make... And I might even, like, kind of shave off that a little bit. I'm not... I don't know. My intent with this is, like, oh, I'd like a little platform I can come out, and since that's already lower, maybe I can lure the Elder over there and either take, like, some melee swings off the side, or, you know, at least have, like, a decent shot for a ranged attack. Though now that I say that, I'm also remembering the Elder has a really, really annoying ranged attack that maybe I don't want to give them a clear shot for either. Decisions. I'm going to raise that up there. Well. The main way to clip the Elder's wings with that ranged attack is just to kind of do what I'm doing now. Make use of terrain. It will demolish... You can even just use their arena, too, if you want. But it will absolutely demolish really kind of any build piece that has hit points. There's some Dungeon Master advice I have for you. If you want it... If you don't want it to die, don't give it hit points. And though in Valheim I have found many examples where, you know, the walls are perfectly fine, quite durable, even, especially in the early stages of the game. Like, even if I didn't have the walls around second, or the, like, dirt walls around second lamp, I think barring trolls, most of the Grey Dwarf raids, not really gonna do much to those. Yeah, I'd have to repair them, and that would be a whole thing. And I like the aesthetics of, you know, what I've got a little bit better, but they're pretty durable. The Elder... trying to build walls to keep up with the Elder, and admittedly some of the other bosses kind of after Eikthyr, really does kind of feel like trying to build an encounter to keep up with the power gamer. And, like, no disrespect to that playstyle, but... Man, it is so hard to balance combat encounters for y'all and not, like, absolutely decimate the role player. That said, I don't know if any power gamer will ever outdo the accidental chaos and terror of Grimstitch, who is a barbarian in one of my Pathfinder games. Grimstitch, I don't think is meant to be like a power or... I don't think they were intended to be like a power-built character. Like, I don't think my friend was going through the player's handbook trying to pick the most insane abilities. And in fact, Grimstitch doesn't necessarily have a lot of insane abilities, but if you haven't played Pathfinder 2nd edition, just to be clear, the numbers get a little bit crazy kind of quick. It's a fantastic game if you really want, like, big numbers that feel heroic. The counter side to this is that Grimstitch does so much damage in one swing and has so much HP that unless I have, like, some psychotically tanky, hard-hitting creature, you know, Grimstitch will walk up with their big hammer and they will make that creature flat. In all manner of comedic ways. Grimstitch is a poppet, by the way. I should add this into the flavor description. And a poppet in 2nd edition Pathfinder is basically a child's toy that came to life. I will talk to my friend before I give all the details of his character's, like, story out and all, but on the mechanical end of things, Grimstitch is insanely durable, partially thanks to Barbarian stuff and partially thanks to Poppet stuff. Hits incredibly hard. They are a giant instinct Barbarian, which means that they wield a very large weapon, one that is, like, mechanically, purposefully too large for them and makes them clumsy. However, I think, and I am trying to think of this offhand, but the Giant Instinct Barbarian has a special ability regarding oversized weaponry where the rage bonus to damage you get is significantly higher as long as you are wielding an oversized weapon. I think right now it's like... Oh, it's up there. It's like plus 12 or plus 16 damage. Maybe it's just like plus 8 or something like that. This is per hit. And this is to say nothing of crits and stuff. Because if you haven't played Pathfinder 2nd edition, here's a fun little factoid for you. You can crit without hitting a natural 20 on the D20. If you beat a DC, and armor classes count as DCs, by 10 or more, you crit. And there are many rules and many like specific notes in place for like what happens on a crit or even a crit fail, because if you fail a DC by 10 or more, you also critically fail. Be advised for that too. But this is all to say that, you know, if you say have an incredibly high bonus to hit, which most martial classes do, you're going to hit pretty often. And you'd be amazed how easy it is for martial classes to crit. And in fact, that's kind of part of the point of martial classes, for them to make you feel really badass and powerful in martial combat. So, you know, I'm not complaining. This is absolutely how the class is kind of supposed to function. But you have then Grimstitch, who will, you know, I'll have a combat encounter balanced for a bunch of level 9 characters, and that's fine. and I will see, you know, I'll do the math so that, you know, let's say I do the math so that most of them have, like, say, like a 50% chance of hitting the monster if I want it to be tanky. And this is just to hit its AC, mind you, to say nothing of critting. Most of the numbers I have to balance that off of are the mid to low range of, like, to hit bonuses. And again, this is a matter really of player's choice. This is just what the classes give you as you level up. And part of that's because for a while, we had a lot more I don't want to say non-combat, but we had a lot of characters that were not necessarily too oriented to just walking up and punching you in the face repeatedly. Which meant that, you know, when I'm balancing encounters, I need to have them set to have creatures that are maybe not used to getting walked up and punched in the face, so to speak. And that worked fine by and large. And over time, as the numbers got larger, and, you know, classes kind of came and went and shifted in and out, and the party composition changed a little bit, eventually we found ourselves with Grimstitch. And they are a delight, honestly. I kind of love having them so unbalanced in encounters. I know I'm jumping around topics quite a bit and just kind of running on top of my wall here. I think I'm going to finish rambling. I'll probably stop there, because this is probably sufficient for what I'm thinking I want to do. You know, I'll hop down in the hole here and I'll kind of shave this down, because I am still worried about it. But it's quite fun, because, like, the numbers are nuts when Grimstitch crits, and Grimstitch crits often, because it's pretty easy for them to hit, you know, over 10 on a lot of ACs. And bearing in mind as well, like, I still balance some encounters with, like, Grimstitch being the one who's supposed to have, like, the 50% chance to hit. You know, maybe the enemy is meant to be more like, oh, you need to, you know, use its saving throws that are a little bit lower in order to deal damage to it or have effects, you know, transpire to it. You know, the age-old mix-up strategy. But then, by some wild luck, Grimstitch will still manage to hit its AC, but not only hit, but, you know, consistently roll over, like, 15s on the D20. And this is like on fantasy grounds as well. This isn't, you know, there's, I trust them not to fudge the dice, obviously, but like it's rolling in a place we can all see it, and it's just constantly spitting out these insane numbers for Grimstitch. So I've just kind of accepted it as canon that in most fights, Grimstitch is going to just lay waste and beat ass. But this also opens up some fun, like, narrative opportunities in combat, because maybe you have a monster you've been considering bringing out for a while, but you think it's too tough for the party. Maybe it's a good, you know, a good way to kind of distract the really monstrous hitter for a little bit, while the rest of the party has to deal with more technical aspects of the fight, or, you know, anything of that nature. I think Grimstitch's player really enjoys just being able to bonk and level shit, so, you know, I try to let that be what Grimstitch has the opportunity to do. I don't need combat to threaten their lives, like, every single time we roll initiative, but, you know, for those couple of times where, you know, I want there to be stakes for everybody involved, you know, you can bust out something a little tougher and just set it to fight the murder poppet for a little bit. Keep them busy. Okay. That's looking decent. Gonna trim up this little edge here. This probably won't be the last time I ramble about my players and various D&D and Pathfinder goings-on.
reiterating again, I'm not complaining about any of this. Just relating the craziness of crits in Pathfinder 2nd Edition when you're playing with a giant instinct barbarian. Because we're talking like 3 attacks around, 2 of them are... One of them is almost guaranteed to crit. If the first one hits, it's almost guaranteed to be a crit, just because of the full base attack bonus. Second one's got a pretty good... Like, if it's not critting, it's probably at least hitting. Third one's more the hit or miss one. And just consistently being able to hit and do well over 50 damage per hit. You know, you have a character here, suddenly to put the numbers in perspective, you're dealing with a character that has, I think, 184 hit points. Maybe not the highest AC or saves per se, but like, able to do about, conservatively, 100 damage a round, even if they're not critting all the time. Probably about 100 damage a round. And you start to see the kind of... And hitting and critting when they're rolling to beat like ACs of 35 or 38 or things like that. You start to see like the logistical difficulties in trying to place a challenge in front of that creature that does not then flatten the 84 HP witch. Especially now that they're sharing hit points with the monk. They're a mushroom colony, don't worry about it. I'll explain their strangeness another day. Alright. You know, I thought this would look a little more scrouty route. I'm kind of digging that. I'm kind of digging that. Now, whether other defensive measures are going to be necessary is kind of up to be seen. Sorta borked if I fall off, admittedly. How much stone do I have? I guess if we're fighting off the front, I can just hide behind these. But we are also going to do one more bit of defensive maneuvering here before we get too cozy or comfy with any of this. And that is just to set up a few rows of these. Because the point is not to stop the Elder, it's just to slow them down. Just in case they're able to get around a little bit more, we're gonna just... I will take a little pass around the outside here just to try and lower and flatten the area kind of right around the edge of this wall. I am really hoping that like there's a... If there's a fourth boss... Gods, the name is not coming to me in this moment. But if there's a portal for the fourth boss up on that mountain, there is a part of me that might turn this into more of a permanent structure. I may also see like how the Elder spawns, because if they spawn
pretty routinely outside of it, and it doesn't look like they're able to do a lot of damage to the inside, then hey, maybe I do find a way to build underneath it. Or, you know, turn, like, the inside of this into a fortress of some kind. Actually, just for wonderment's sake. Oh, okay. Actually, one thing we are going to do then, this is probably going to get broken almost immediately by the Elder, but if I can wiggle in here, yes I can. There we go. It's not great, but I can at least jump up to this. I'll admit the curiosity's gotten the better of me. This may be a better place to go. No. It looks like the back corners I filled in pretty well, so we're just gonna... I've never actually seen what the underside of this looks like, so it is admittedly partially a bit of a curiosity dive. Oh. Doesn't help much if the pickaxe breaks. Alright. Well, I think that could be kind of cool, to kind of build either under this or kind of over and through it. If I end up building in it, I think I'm going to raise at least a little bit of a wall here kind of across the front. In fact, if I have a little bit more stone here, which I think I do. Yes, oh, I have plenty. I think I'm just going to add a little bit of bar here across the front, and then we'll probably just call it there. So I've gotten a fair bit done. It's getting a little bit on in the day. I have rambled excessively about Pathfinder and such. You know, it's been a good little time. Now, of course, this is going to make it predictably harder to get in, but how much stone we got? 36 left, plus whatever is in the thing. Now again, if the Elder spawns inside this, we're going to have a very... I'm gonna call it a funny time. We're gonna have a very funny fight. And if they spawn outside, then it may not be the most exciting thing, but it'll get us the swamp key and keep our head relatively attached to our shoulders, which always a perk. Always a perk. Now, for a little bit of idiot proofing, because I am occasionally a goober. Okay. Still going to require stamina to make the jump, but I should be able to run around a little bit and then clear that without too much insanity. Give ourselves a little ledge there to land on. And nice. We have a little arena set up to deal with the Elder. We have a couple more portals set up to get about. Still a little hazy on where we're going to be building Beacon, all things considered, but I suppose our eyes turn towards the Black Forest and the stone circle we found there. What makes it all the more tempting is if the Motor, that's what their name is, if Motor is also on that island with the Elder. Lamps are still burning bright. Everything is as it should be. I'm gonna go stick my little moth head in bed before a bunch of Grey Dwarfs show up and proceed to complain about my decorating. Thank you for showing up and taking a peek, see at what I've mussed about with this time, and if you enjoyed hearing me ramble a little bit about Pathfinder characters, then let me know. I have plenty more to ramble about. But until next time, love and peace, everybody.